Episode 9 is set to end the Skywalker saga and the sequel trilogy itself by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one aspect of Episode 9 that a lot of people are really looking forward to seeing in this movie has all to do with the various cameos and connections to the prequels and the originals that will be inserted into this film in order to properly end the Skywalker saga in a very unique and original way by J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions involving Rey, the Skywalker lightsaber, and even Anakin Skywalker, this is where things begin to get very intriguing for sure in the movie. Now, specifically, a description of Rey inside of a cave of some kind, where it's described that many Jedi relics are on the shelves behind her, as well as the Jedi text taken from Ahch-To. It's described that Rey is focused on the Skywalker lightsaber, where it appears to be scattered into separate pieces. It's said that Rey is attempting to repair the lightsaber, where it's described that an audible voice is guiding her as she repairs it, and is said to be the voice of Anakin Skywalker. The next goes over Rey with her eyes closed with two fragments of blue kyber crystals floating in mid-air in front of her, where the sequence is said to be a moment in which the saber somehow connects with her and Anakin as well as Luke Skywalker. In this sequence, Anakin is guiding Rey to focus in order to assemble the lightsaber properly and the pieces correctly. It's described that the voices of Anakin are planned to be faint and in the background with an echo effect. The last goes over Rey with the Skywalker lightsaber in one piece, where there is a large black covering in the middle of the hilt. It's described that this sequence was inspired by a moment from Star Wars Legends material that will be used for the Rey sequence. It's said that Anakin helps Rey in a similar way to how Anakin was guiding Luke as he was force projecting in The Last Jedi. So I want to go over a couple of parts about all of this and as to why I find this to be very intriguing indeed for Episode 9. Now, we do know that the Anakin Skywalker lightsaber is going to have a new design in this movie. It's going to have this black belt looking design, or a black ring if you will, that actually covers the middle of the hilt, that actually attaches it both, pieces back into one piece for the lightsaber hilt. Now, in this particular scene, Anakin Skywalker's voice is reaching out to Rey and guiding her on completing the assembly of course, the actual lightsaber that once belonged to Anakin and Luke Skywalker. So what I find very intriguing about this is that this seems to be very similar to what we went over a couple of weeks ago about how Anakin Skywalker was saving Rey at some point in time in Episode 9, where she taps into the dark side of the Force against Kylo Ren during their lightsaber duel, where while she's holding the lightsaber, she begins to hear a faint voice that is guiding her away from the darkness and back to the light. So, something very similar here is happening where Anakin Skywalker is essentially helping and guiding Rey in order to properly assemble the lightsaber back into one piece, as well as fusing the kyber crystal into one crystal from what it seems, because there are two kyber crystal fragments floating in mid-air in front of Rey while her eyes are closed. Now, what's really intriguing about this is you guys may have heard this a couple of weeks ago about how Anakin Skywalker was the one that reached out to Luke Skywalker saying, "Let go, Luke," while he was actually force projecting on the planet of Ahch-To over to the planet of Crate. So this is very similar in a sense where Rey is really meditating here inside of this room or this vault, wherever she is, a hut, whatever have you, that is the location of a lot of Jedi relics that she owns, as well as the ancient texts. Now, I wouldn't be too surprised if this is Rey's new home on whatever world this really is, and that she stores everything that she actually owns and all of her belongings into this actual, home of hers, or whatever this location really is. So, what's really exciting about this is that, yes, the Anakin Skywalker lightsaber will have a minor design change in the movie. It's going to have this black belt, or this black ring, if you will, in the very middle of the hilt that's going to keep it all together into one piece. Now, that's not to say that's going to be the only design of the hilt in the movie. It's very possible that Rey is going to modify it as we go through the film from start to finish in order to really make the Skywalker saber evolve. I think that would be a great way of really introducing multiple versions of Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber. Not only that, though, this is also a smart way and a smart move by Disney and Lucasfilm in order to sell more toys and replicas, without a doubt, right? I think that you guys can agree with me on this. Now, the last thing that I do want to go over is how Anakin Skywalker's voice is described to be very faint and in the distance and in the background, where it's basically, you know, in the background and in the back of Rey's mind, where she's meditating and that voice is basically guiding her into completing the assembly of this lightsaber. Overall, guys, we've never seen something like this in a Star Wars film before, other than the deleted scene of Luke putting together his green lightsaber. Even that, though, was just him tinkering with the actual switch of the lightsaber with that little tool of his before igniting it. Where in this scenario, it's Rey actually putting it back together into one piece. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.